Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again to, slice through the jargon and get right to the heart of project management essentials.
That's the plan.
And today, we're really zeroing in on something fundamental. Where does risk management actually begin in the PRINCE2 methodology?
A really key question.
Yeah, and for our insights today, we're drawing heavily from the principles laid out in Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabone.
hmm And it's worth saying this isn't just academic. Getting risk management right and starting it right, well, it's basically the bedrock for any project that hopes to succeed. It builds resilience, truly.
Okay, so let's unpack that. When Prince2 talks about managing risk, it's not just like a general idea, is it? It demands something tangible.
Oh, absolutely. It's very specific.
Yeah.
PRINCE2 requires two key risk-related products, as it calls them. They're foundational.
Right.
First up, you've got the risk management approach. Think of this as your rule book, your strategy. It defines how you're going to handle risk throughout the project.
Okay, like who does what?
Exactly. Who's responsible, what tools you'll use, what your risk tolerances are, all that strategic stuff. It sets the scene.
Got it. And the second one?
That's the risk register. This is more operational, a living document. It's where you list out every single risk you identify.
Everything.
Well, everything you formally identify, yes.
Yeah.
You detail its potential impact, how likely it is, and crucially, what you plan to do about it. Your response. It's not static. You update it constantly.
So these aren't just tick box exercises then?
Not at all. They are active management tools.
Yeah.
Really vital.
Okay, so here's the million-dollar question maybe. When?
Wow.
When, in the whole Prince2 process, do these crucial documents first get created? Because I bet people have different ideas.
Yeah, you hear different things sometimes, but PRINCE2 is actually quite clear on this. There's a specific point where it needs to happen to set things up properly.
Which is?
It's the initiating a project process. That's the designated time. This is the phase where you establish all your baseline management documents, the plans, the strategies, and that explicitly includes creating the first versions of the risk management approach and the risk register. You need these before you properly kick off the execution stages.
Right, so they're part of that initial setup package, essentially.
Precisely. They form part of the project initiation documentation, the PID,
Yeah.
and then you use them, you update them, you refer back to them throughout the whole project lifecycle. It's how you keep handle on risk exposure.
Okay, but I can hear someone thinking, hang on, don't we talk about risks earlier? Like in starting up a project. When you're just sketching things out, why isn't that the moment?
That's a fair question. And yes, you do start thinking about the project environment and maybe some high-level risks during starting up a project. You create the project brief there. But starting up a project is more about, is this project viable? Should we even initiate it properly? It's high level. The detailed planning, the how, the specific strategies like the risk management approach, and actually building that initial risk register, that level of detail, belongs firmly in the initiating a project process.
So starting up is the sketch. Initiating is drawing the detailed blueprints.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. And then you have other processes people might think of, like directing a project. That's the project board's territory.
Right, oversight. Decisions. Go, no go.
Exactly. They use the risk information, they make decisions based on it, but they don't typically create the approach or the register. That's the project manager's job during initiation.
Okay. And what about managing product delivery? That sounds like where the action is.
It is where the specialist products get built. But the teams doing that work, they follow the processes and use the risk information that was already defined and captured earlier.
Ah, so they're consuming the risk info, not creating the strategy for it.
Correct. Trying to invent your risk management approach or start your risk register during delivery. Well, it's too late, isn't it? It's like trying to fit airbags after you've already started driving fast. The foundations need to be there first.
Makes sense. So pulling this back to the practical level, what does getting this timing right actually mean for you, managing your projects day to day?
It means moving from being reactive to proactive. It's huge. If you delay sorting out your risk approach and register until later,
You're just firefighting.
we're constantly firefighting, exactly.
Yeah.
You might build something based on an assumption that a proper early risk assessment would have flagged as shaky. That leads to rework, delays, loan budgets, the drill.
Yeah, painful surprises.
Very painful. So creating these properly in initiating a project process, it's not bureaucracy. It's about embedding foresight. It forces you to think through the potential problems before they happen.
So you build that resilience in from the get-go.
That's the key. Resilience from day one. It leads to much better decision-making throughout, fewer nasty shocks, and ultimately, yeah, a much higher chance of delivering successfully.
Okay, that's crystal clear. So the big takeaway here. PRINCE2 says the initiating a project process is the time to create your risk management approach and your initial risk register. Get it done then.
Get it done then, and use it well.
Right. And here's something that maybe mull over. Think about the sheer difficulty, the extra complexity, maybe even the danger of trying to bolt on a serious risk strategy after the project is already well underway, if you didn't build it in from the start.
It's often a recipe for trouble.
Definitely something to consider. And if you do want to explore these principles in more detail, we absolutely recommend checking out the book we mentioned earlier, Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.
A very solid resource.
Indeed. Well, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for tuning in.